You had this amazing career in TV. Now you're going back to your roots.
Yeah, well, you know, I started off as a stand-up, and I wanted to get back on the road with the fans. All we really are is just an accumulation of every shitty thing that's ever happened to us before today. I don't remember when I got my television show picked up. I remember when it was canceled. I just remember the bad shit. I gotta get off the road. It's killing me.
Michael's pilot is getting shot.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I was gonna tell you, but I know how depressed you are when you come off the road.
You didn't think I'd be happy for you?
Are you?
Yes. No.
Hey, there he is, my man. You come to work on the Jack Taylor show.
Co-host?
Audience warm-up guy.
You want me to be your fluffer, Jack? I'd rather kill myself. Who wants Jelly Belly?
How did you become a stand-up?
Same way every comedian gets into stand-up. Or fuck-ups in high school, at some point, you wake up and you realize, I have one skill, it's making people laugh.
And now that you've lost that?
Baby doll, Howie is dying to work with you.
Howie, I'm just not in the headspace to do this.
You don't have to dance for these clowns, but you're gonna have to dance for me, bitch.
If you're miserable on the road, why do you keep going out there?
I think it's just all I know.
I want to suck your dick.
Me too.
What?
Nancy and I are gonna head up to my room. What do we got going here? Oh, hearing impaired. This guy's not cracked a smile the whole night. Why isn't he laughing?
I can't make you funny.
Want some help in there?
Oh my God, thank you for coming, everybody. We appreciate you so much. And big hand for Adam Carolla. I saw this movie, and it is fantastic. You are going to love it. Adam, where does it open and when?
It opens March 6th, so tomorrow, Friday, and you go to adamcarolla.com, you just click the banner, and it's in theaters, depending on where you live. It's VOD, it's Xbox. I think we got it into microwaves now, where you can just see it if you get by your own reflection. Yeah, you just hit it and it's everywhere. It's all the platforms.
Great. Now, I watched the movie, and having been on the road as a comic, I started off, doing clubs, open mics, etc. And this shows every nightmare on the road. Now, since you were first a TV star and now a comic, do you feel like you skipped that step of the crappy life on the road? And if so, how did you know so much about this crappy life?
Well, I unfortunately had to, and first, let me just thank Lisa Lampanelli for volunteering to do this,
Yay, thank you.
So awesome. When the first 9 people we asked passed, I was really crestfallen. But then Lisa, no, I thought of nobody else but Lisa Lampanelli.
It's always when you can't get Jeff Ross, get Lisa Lampanelli.
By the way, every time I see Lisa Lampanelli, she drops 14 dress sizes. Yes. So I'm scared the next time I see you.
I'll be dead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Doesn't matter. I'll die skinny.
I'm just gonna pick you up like Tinkerbell or something. So thank you to Lisa Lampanelli, not only a great comedian, but just a great human being and a great friend who's always been there for me. Pick those goddamn papers up before I will kick you. I will kick you.
I saw this. This happened to that Alzheimer bitch, Julianne Moore, in that Alzheimer movie.
Oh, yeah.
She dropped it, so I have Alzheimer's. This is what this is about today.
Let's focus on my film, please. Julianne Moore's she's getting plenty of work. Okay. She's doing fine. She'll land on her feet. I know she's going to beat this thing.
She'll be okay.
She shouldn't use that much spray on deodorant back in the day. That's what does it. Anyway, I don't want to get preachy about Alzheimer's, so that's what I'm not here for that. I just wanted to thank Lisa for coming out in the snow and doing this and being just such a mensch. And,
thank you.
And now any questions you have for me, I'd love to answer.
Of
and thank you for watching the film. Oh, and you gave me a question.
Yes.
I was not good enough to go on the road when I did stand up. I didn't have a following in North Hollywood where I lived. They didn't need me to come to Atlantic City. Nobody heard of me there. Where I was, it was 2 guys and an open mic night. So I never had an on-the-road life as a comedian. I started as a stand-up. I got into sketch comedy. I got into improvisational comedy. I met Jimmy Kimmel. I got into radio, and then I got into TV, and I never looked back. What happened and what basically inspired this movie is in 2009, I was shit-canned from my radio job. The economy was in the toilet. The phone wasn't ringing. And for the first time in my career, now with 2-year-old twins, I had no job. And in the past, my biggest problem was juggling my 3 or 4 jobs. I was doing Loveline at night. I was doing the Man Show during the day. We were doing Crank Yankers at the, my biggest problem, honestly, was schedule. I couldn't do it. And all of a sudden, it was just bone dry, and there was no radio jobs, and there was no, TV jobs unless you were Honey Boo Boo or an insane housewife from Huntsville or something. I meant to say Huntsville, didn't I? There was one in Alabama, wasn't there?
But you looked at me and said, "See," it's just like just naturally
Freudian,
flows.
Yeah. Where are you from? Alabama. Whereabouts? Huntsville. Huntsville. So I had nothing. And I had this family to support, and Mike August, who's standing in the back of the room eating, I'm assuming if there's any free food here at all, said, I can book you. And I said, book me. I'm hitting the road. And at age, 43, 44, for the first time in my career, I had to hit the road. And we were doing 3 shows a night in Kirkland, Washington, and Cobb's, and and it was always book me at the cheapest hotel and get me the cheapest airfare, because I'm only going out to do 3 shows at Cobb's or in Kirkland, Washington, at a place that used to be a Pizza Hut.
Right.
I'm only going there to get money.
Right.
So let's not spend it on first class in Ritz-Carlton.
So you basically did have to do that road stuff just after the big success. And now that you didn't jump right from, hey, I'm doing TV to doing big theaters. Now that's thankfully happened.
Right. I did. Where that happened is we went to, Mike booked me in Seattle. He didn't tell me it was Kirkland, Washington, which is not. It'd be like someone saying, "Hey, come on out, to Beverly Hills, and I got you in Van Nuys." You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's a 20-minute drive.
Or it's like New York. Oh, it's Syracuse.
Yeah, right. It's a different. You're right. Let's stay regional. I'm 3,000 miles away, but we did an early show, and it sold out. So then they added the late show, and it sold out. Then they said, you want to add a 3rd show? I was stupid. I never done the road, so I didn't have an opener. I didn't have a middle. I thought these people need 90 minutes a show minimally.
Right.
I was doing like 100 minutes times 3 with really didn't have an act either.
Yeah.
So we do an hour of What Can Adam Complain About to start every show.
Right.
And we did 2-3 nights of that, and I just said to Mike, next time we come back to see fucking Adel, let's play the Moore Theater. That has 1,900 seats.
Exactly.
So instead of playing a Pizza Hut that holds 275 people and doing 7 shows, let's do 1 show and bring all those people in. And the next time we sold out the Moore Theater, which is that was the theater where Eddie Vedder was hanging from the rafters doing even flow. Yeah.
Well, you know what's great though? You had to educate your dopey manager.
Yes.
And it's like, I know he's in the room. I don't give a crap. No, but we always have to educate them.
By the way.
We have to always sort of say what we want. Like, because I remember when I met you at The Apprentice, when we did the Celebrity Apprentice together, you said, you don't know what you're getting into when you add that 3rd show, because I've been in the same position at clubs. And at first it sounds great because it's triple the money, but then you go, oh, now I got to do this freaking thing.
Well, first it sounds great because it's 3 months away or a month away, and so when somebody tells you, you're going to do this on a Saturday night 2 months from now.
Right.
I'd be open for like a snuff film. You know what I mean? Like, count me in. You know what I mean? I'll be on the losing end of a snuff film as long as it's 2 months out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, count me in. So when they add the first 2 shows sold out, you want to add a third?
Sure.
You're like, well, we're there anyway. What the hell? Then you get to that 3rd show and
your brain's fried. The audience hates you. They're
body's
drunk.
drained of all fluids. You're hoarse. You're pissed off at the group that showed up. By the way, it's a midnight show, so everyone is shit-faced.
Oh, and it's always a bachelorette party in the front.
Yeah.
These 12 whores who think it's all about them, and you have to kick them out and call them the C word.
Right. Drinking a Mai Tai through a cock straw.
Yeah,
and,
thanks.
And their backs to you, and they're fucking yelling at each other the whole time.
Right.
I know. It's
Because
awesome.
the penis straw is so original. I'm like, wow, they're big thinkers.
Yeah, I do like it, though. I do like I would say, here's my thing with the penis straw.
Yeah.
Only one drink and one drink only. White Russian.
Oh,
That's
perfect.
It. That's it.
See, that's why you're the thinking man's comedian.
I don't want to no screwdrivers. You're freaking me out. No sex on the beach, ironically.
Now, I told you backstage, I loved this movie, and I'll tell you why. I was putting off watching it because I thought it was going to be another crappy documentary where comics moan and groan about how hard the road is and wah wah. Ends up it's a feature film that actually has a plot and is funny and a great twist ending, so I loved it. I was really relieved. Did you feel at all intimidated knowing, wow, I have to act in this thing? Because you were at least as good as Larry the Cable Guy and Sophia Coppola in Godfather 3. I'll tell you, you killed it. No, were you at all intimidated? Because you were actually very lovable, and I was like, wow, he can act, at least as a crappy road comic.
It's always funny when people go, you were really likable in this film. You can act. I'm just gonna deconstruct that. So wait a minute. That means I'm an asswipe in real life, right? Like
kind of.
You were actually likable. It was like 87 minutes of you actually being likable. You've acted your ass off, man. That was some convincing shit.
That was really good.
I wrote it for me, so I figured as long as the words that were coming out of my mouth were the words I'd put into my mouth, I'd be okay. I also have this little trick, which is if you're going to be in a movie and you're going to be in just about every scene in a movie, and you're not Bradley Cooper, it's a good idea to surround yourself with really good actors and actresses. And if you kind of watch each scene, most of them are about them.
Yes.
So when I'm with Jay Moore, that's Jay Moore's scene. Right. And when I'm with Diane Farr, that's Diane Farr's scene, So technically I'm in every scene, but I'm just sitting back and enjoying her acting.
They're acting. And speaking of her, she is amazing. And I was so pleased that for once, someone in show business picked an age-appropriate love interest, because she's probably about 43, something like that.
Wait, are you saying in Chef when Favreau decided to go with Sofia Vergara as his ex?
Might have been a stretch.
He got tired of boning Sophia and went with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
are you telling me that a 300-pound Favreau who's unemployed in real life as a chef could not pull that kind of tail? I'm going to walk off the stage right now. Right now.
I apologize. But it was amazing.
Awesome. Tired of boning Sophia.
Yeah.
Moving on to Scarlett. No job, ladies. Is this how it works in real life?
Not really.
Okay.
Not for me.
Yeah, Diane Farr is pretty.
She's very pretty, but she's gettable.
She's age appropriate.
Yes.
And
thankfully, I was really happy, and this is not a knock, I'm really happy there wasn't a nude love scene or even a half nude love scene, because two people over 40 with their clothes off, I don't care how cute you are in your suit, everyone's disgusting over 40. So we don't need to see your ass.
No.
Thank you for preventing us from seeing your ass.
Yeah, it'd all be on the Blu-ray.
Was there ever though a chance of going, we should do a kind of a tasteful love scene because it'd be fun to film?
No, the thing about the love scene, what sounds like fun, but I imagine everyone's standing around and they're filming you, and it's like, I guess, eating a hamburger is great, but shooting a commercial where you eat a hamburger sucks because you keep biting it and spitting it into a can and everything. So it's kind of like everyone loves burgers, everyone loves humping, but not with a group of people and cameras standing around you, you know, unless you're getting paid to do that, you know, specifically, which I enjoy on the internet. But the point is, yeah, no one wants to see the back of my sack.
Right.
Especially with this HD, you know, coming around.
That's true.
Yeah, back sack and HD, not good, yeah.
Was she a very obvious choice for you because you had worked together on The Man Show, yes?
Diane Farr?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diane Farr and I worked together on Loveline.
Oh, in Loveline.
Yeah, and I knew her to be smart, like attractive, in the right, you know, age vicinity of my character. And I had a good relationship with her. And the good news is with everybody, Larry Miller in the movie, Dave Koechner in the movie, Howie Mandel, David Alan Grier, these are all, I'm very proud to say that these are all just good relationships I had. And when I called them up and said, hey, I want you to be in my movie, they said, no problem. Where do you, when and where? And they all just came in and just hit a home run and got a little bit of money, like scale, and went on with their lives.
Well, speaking of money, I noticed the credits at the end were literally thousands of people.
Almost 14,000.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this? Some weird Make-A-Wish thing? I didn't know what was going on. So I couldn't read them. They're too small. I'm 53. My eyes couldn't focus. Was this like a Kickstarter or something where people like volunteered money? Yeah,
we went to Fund Anything, and we raised about $1.5 million, and a fair bit of that went up my nose. But whatever we had left,
great,
you saw on the screen. Yeah. Here's the deal. So everyone says, oh, God, I hate these goddamn people, where they go, oh, so people just pay for your movie? And it's like, no, they pay to be a part of it. For instance, the conversation we were having on the ride over a few moments ago was, tonight we're going to go do a show at Caroline's with Alec Baldwin and Howie Mandel and Artie Lang and a whole bunch of other people who can work so I can stand there and not throw my voice out. And then we're going to show Road Hard. We're going to do a screening for the folks that paid 2 years ago. And then when we're done with that, me and 34 elite ladies and gentlemen are going out to dinner. And we were trying to find a place that would be open at 11 o'clock and have some food and so on and so forth. So, no, they didn't just drop off some money and leave. 2 years ago, they paid for tonight. So they basically said, I want to go out to dinner with Adam Carolla and drink a beer and talk about this movie, and maybe Alec Baldwin will come with us. I don't know.
And there's
That'll
nothing
be a bonus.
wrong with that. It's people who want to be in the arts. They want to get something out of it. They want to meet you. They're fans. So there's nothing wrong with doing something like this. And you thank them in the movie. They have a credit.
Yeah. But you just got me thinking, if I can get Baldwin out to dinner with us
maybe
tonight,
you don't even have to
I should go around the table and just rattle the can one more time.
Why not? They should at least leave the tip.
Guys, an A-lister at least. Come on. How about what do you got on you? Come on. Let's
exactly.
Go. Yeah.
Now, in the movie, there's a struggle with the main character who you play about if he should continue doing stand-up, if he should do a TV show, if he should get off the road. Do you think it would ever be possible for a comic to really get off the road, meaning quit the business, unless he had something else he's passionate about?
If Mike August is booking that comic, the answer is no.
Okay.
He's going to
suck him dry.
He's going to prop up my coffin at a Hilarities and shove a mic in front of me to see if he can get $20. Not years after I'm dead, but days, months.
I can see it lasting 6 months.
If I'm booked and then something happens, he'll make sure the coffin is still shipped.
Think how the saddest day of his life would be if you died.
Hopefully, I'll kill him first.
Okay, I hope so too.
God willing, I don't want to jinx it. I would like to think that there is something that's within all of us that could sort of get us off the hamster wheel of life and pull us in another direction that was fulfilling in a different way, that didn't need, where I guess I'd like to say I got to a point in my life and that you got to a point in your life where you didn't need to see bachelorette parties sucking off a plastic cock.
Right. Unless we wanted to.
Yeah, unless you wanted to, and you can always find that on the internet
Sure.
if you need to. Yeah, so, yeah, my character, I don't want to give too much away, but has a revelation about that.
Yeah, because I think it is possible, but you have to fill the void with something else. Because I think comics, there's a beautiful line in the film where Adam's daughter hugs his new girlfriend and says, take care of him, no one else ever has. And it really struck me because a lot of comics have this deep void, and artists in general, of, wow, we were underloved as kids, or we just didn't get what we thought we needed, so we need it from that audience, and that audience is never really going to fill the void.
Well, I mean, think about, I never really thought about it, but they talk about like professions and suicide rates.
Oh, yeah.
Cop is always mentioned. But I always say, my answer to that is if I had a Glock on me at all times, I would have killed myself 10 times by now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if I had a kill yourself machine strapped to my side, I would have done it when I was 14. And I would have done it, and then again when I was 18. I would have never stopped killing myself. I mean, that's my statistical approach to why cops do it as much as they do.
Easy access.
Yeah, easy access. But artists and comedians got to be second on that list of people who take their own lives. And it's insane.
And we have to try harder because we don't have the gun. So we really mean it.
Oh, man, we got OD. Yeah.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
Just, we have skills. Now, could you ever see yourself in the future, way in the future, actually making a choice someday to get the hell out of the rat race?
Oh, yeah, I could. I don't, I'm not inherently an in front of the camera, behind the microphone person. Mm-hmm. I am more than fine. One of the best years I had was just working as a staff writer for Jimmy Kimmel Live. After the Man Show, we went over to start Jimmy Kimmel Live, and I was basically a writer. I mean, I was on the show every other week because I couldn't book anybody.
Right.
But I got to sit in the writer's room and just sweatpants and just bouncing jokes off other folks, and it was nice. It was like no makeup, no hair, no getting in front of no cue cards, no nothing. I liked it. I've always been that way. It kind of turned out that my career I did sort of get pushed that way. But, obviously because of the matinee idol good looks, it's hard to, put this face in a dark room and have it bang away on a typewriter. But ultimately, I like my podcast because there is no camera, there's no makeup. You can just sort of roll in wearing your sweatpants and your beanie and just blow through it.
That is great. Your podcast, too, is it still in the Guinness Book of World Records as the highest listened to downloadable podcast?
It is.
Wow.
And it was funny because I was flying out here, and I ran into Michael yell it out in the back. Merchant. Thank you.
I love him.
I know.
He's terrific, yeah. He had
He's
that
awesome.
show, isn't that Hello Ladies on HBO?
There's two things. I ran into him at the lounge at American Airlines lounge. First thing, the guy's like 6'13" or something. I mean, he's way up there.
Right.
I'm 6'2", so I don't do a lot of this when I'm talking to people. But he had a booger.
Oh,
and
the
I was
worst.
like talking to him, staring at his booger the whole time, and it was like moving like a piston,
Yeah.
And I was like, what is etiquette here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have my booger stick on me. He's British. I don't want to offend him.
Well, the British thing throws a
I didn't know what to do, but I went over there and I said to him, he's from merry old London, and I said, when you're in Los Angeles, you should come do my podcast. It's popular. We have the Guinness Book of World Records. And he said, yeah, I know. Me and Ricky Gervais were the guys you took it away from.
Oh, that's great.
And then
I love when we beat England at stuff. Because they think they're big shots, but we got this country out of them, so F them.
Yeah, and it's also named after Guinness. They're stout.
That's right.
That's right.
See this, Adam? You're a thinker.
Right. And he said, perhaps next time before you invite me onto your podcast, you you should hold back the information that you stole this from me and Ricky Gervais. I just thought it was Ricky Gervais. I didn't know it was him and Ricky Gervais. But nice guy. Had a good time with him. I'm sorry. Oh, podcast.
That's okay. That's okay. But
this kind of crap, I enjoy. I really do. I do like this kind of thing. It's weird. And I don't know if you're that way too. I don't like doing TV. I don't like doing TV shows that much. I just don't, the lights and the makeup and the whole and the everything. It's a pain in the butt. So yes, I could easily, I think, see myself moving out and just getting fat somewhere. Yep. But I'm always, I think, going to have the yearning. People go, well, what do you want to do? You want to do a movie? You want to do a podcast? You want to write a book? You want to do a TV show? I go, listen, all I want to do is take my ideas and put them into your head.
Gotcha.
And and the podcast seems to be the best modality for that. Yeah. But I think you can do it with a movie and you can do it with a book. So as long as I can take my ideas and insert them into your head,
right,
I'm fine.
Because if you sat at home all day, I think you told me, like, your wife is just like, shut up, Adam, because if you're not on the radio or on podcast talking, she doesn't want to hear your crap all the time. Isn't that true? Is that telling tales out of school that I know your wife?
My nannies tell me to shut the fuck up. Like, everyone's heard enough from me. Yeah, everyone's like, what do you like in real life? What am I like in real life?
This is real life.
This is real life. I stand in my kitchen in a bathrobe and make these proclamations all day, and everyone's like, stop. The name of my next book is going to be called Daddy, Stop Talking. That's
perfect.
That's my daughter just going, Daddy, stop talking. Okay. But I always have the same answer.
Right.
Everyone in my family's like, will you please shut up? My answer is this. You better hope I don't shut up. Because if I shut up, the Audi's going back to the dealer, and we're all moving into an apartment in Van Nuys.
That's right.
So you better goddamn hope Daddy doesn't decide to shut up.
And those kids go to beauty school, not college. That's
Screw
right.
those kids.
That's right. They have a nerve.
Damn, I bust my ass for that family, and all I get is grief when I get home.
Well, listen, let's go to the audience for some questions. We have several people who want to ask a few things. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jeff. Get it on, Adam. Huge fan of the pod. You do a great job. I'm super excited to see this movie. A couple of questions for you. One, you've told a story on the pod a bunch of times about how you had to leave your family on vacation with Jimmy Kimmel to go have to do a stand-up gig in Texas.
Oh.
How much of that specific experience influenced the making of this movie, if at all?
Yes.
And then my second question is, how much Mangria was on the set, and how much did Howie Mandel have to drink?
It's so fun to see Howie Mandel's shit-faced.
Really?
I've only seen him drunk 2 times, when he came to my place and drank Mangria and did a podcast, and then we're up on stage in the West Valley doing a show, and he's this placid. Drunken Howie Mandel, you really need to experience. You can probably find it in the archives at AdamCarolla.com. But, what got me going is Jimmy, actually, he's done it again. I got to find out when the date is. But Jimmy did one of these celebrity auction things, where they're bidding away, zip line rides over the rainforest, and Lorenzo Lamas will pilot a helicopter, and you get to do a lap over Hollywood with him, and you pay way too much for what you're getting. But Jimmy's a generous guy, and the money's all going to charity, so he buys 3 or 4 days at the house in Cabo where Jennifer Aniston vacations, It's $20,000 for 3 days, but you have servants and a screening room and the beach and an infinity pool. And he says, because Jimmy's Jimmy, most generous guy in the world, he buys the thing and then invites me and my wife and he and his wife and a couple other friends over, and we all go to this thing, which was awesome, except for I was booked in Addison, Texas for like 3 shows the following whatever. So I was like, look, I'm going to come out. This is going to be awesome. But I can only stay 2 days. I can't stay 4 days because I have to go from the best place on the planet. Like, I'm literally just getting like a rub and tug and eating a mango by my wife. How dare you?
Yes.
No, but I'm I'm sitting like an infinity pool, like holding 2 Mai Tais, and somebody's feeding me papaya. I'm going from that.
Damn.
Like, this is where Jennifer Aniston's ass was 2 weeks earlier, to the strip mall in Addison, Texas, where I'm staying across the street at the Red Roof Inn, and at the end of the night, I'm drinking my red wine, and I have my choice. I can have the weird plastic clear cup that's wrapped in cellophane from the bathroom, or I can drink my red wine out of the black ceramic coffee mug. Choose your poison. I'm sitting on the bed. By the way, it's never a good sign when the TV goes the same direction as the bed. So you find yourself like you're watching. TV needs to be at the end of the bed, but there's no room over there. So you're drinking the wine out of the coffee mug and leaning this way and watching some local news show. Terrible. And I was like, everyone's back in Cabo drinking a Mai Tai, and I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're driving to Houston.
Yes, can't wait. Oh my God. Another question.
Hi, my name is Davis, and it's a real pleasure to meet you.
Hey.
I first wanted to give you a thank you because on your show you're always pushing entrepreneurship, and I think I heard it enough times that I'm starting my own wine label after working in the wine industry for about 10 years.
Good for you.
Thank you, first off. But second of all, going back to writing for Jimmy Kimmel Live and being behind the scenes, did you ever want to go back and do something like that again at some point in your career?
Yeah, I'm up for anything. I mean, you know, the problem is the kids, the house, the cars. You know, there's a little bit of a nut. You know, and unfortunately, you build up this monthly nut, and then you got to pay it down at the end of every month, and that means going and playing a theater and going out on the road and going and doing the thing. So it's a little bit of a be careful what you ask for, because you want the stuff, you know. Hey, you want the cool car. You want your wife. I know my wife is getting a new car. What's the safest car? So it's the Tesla. Yeah. It's $87,000, and that's the base one. That's, you know. I
mean, do you really like her enough to get her no, because is any wife or husband worth $87,000?
Well, she's a lease. I mean, the car, obviously. I call cars like people talk about boats. You know, that's my thing. You know, like, you know, and my mistress is the sea. You know, it's a lease, so it's a write-off for the company.
Oh, okay,
so,
all right,
you know,
there you
and
go.
the kids are in the back.
Oh, the kids are worth it, definitely. I know your wife; she's worth it, but not to me.
Yeah, no. I mean, you go up the Hyundai Genesis is a fine automobile, and then you stop there. That's about $42,500, right? I
remember buying my ex-husband a Corolla. I thought that was more than generous on my part.
Yeah, he can earn his Camry.
Yeah, earn his Camry, yes. But here, the difference it is now, though, with the road, when you say you have to maybe fly out and do a theater, it's what they talk about in the film as the road done the right way, which is not the Hampton Inn and the Red Roof and stuff. And how thankful are you that that kind of stage has been reached by you?
I'm very thankful, and you know, we still go out and we'll do a couple of shows, a couple of live podcasts at a club or something like that, and you'll be on your feet, but you're improvising and you're not burning through material, and you have, I mean, for Christ's sake, Alec Baldwin and Howie Mandel and Artie Lang on stage with you. Like, that's awesome, you know? So, but you have to sort of earn your way to the theaters, as you know. You don't get to go, I'm going to sell out the more. You can't do that. You have to come into town. You have to play Kirkland, Washington. You have to do a whole bunch of shows at a crap box. Those people have to like your show, and then next year, those people can shuffle their ass over to the more.
Right. For bigger ticket price, which is good too.
Yeah. So, you know, the road done right. It's funny because people say to me, "Wow, look at Leno. I mean, look at Seinfeld. Those guys are going out playing dates." I was like, "Hold on a second. Slow down. Slow your roll. All right, it's NetJets, baby.
Yeah.
They're taking a private jet to the gig. They're getting $250K. They got an opener who's doing 20 minutes, and then they're flying home that night. I mean, I played Atlantic City. My Atlantic City is when we're done with the gig in Atlantic City, we're going to meet in the lobby of the, wherever, Dunes, Sahara, whatever we're at 5 a.m. We're going to drive to Philly.
Yep.
We're going to catch a Southwest flight from Philly to like St. Louis, and then from St. Louis back to Burbank. Right. That's my thing. Right. Leno flies in that day and then calls me and says, hey, you want to catch a ride with me on the way home? And
Nice.
I said, what do you mean on the way home? He said, you want to catch a ride? I said, where? To the airport? He said, no, I got a jet. We leave tonight. Right. I said, we do the show and then we leave after the show? I finished, he did an 8 o'clock show and I did a 9 o'clock show. He was playing, the Megaplex and I was playing the shitbox. Right. And my show started at 9. Right. His started at 8. I was done at 10:30. We were in the air by 11.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Oh
Jay
my
was
God.
watching me drink on his plane at 11
Wow.
while he read
So
his
did
Road
you
and Track
leave
magazine.
your people behind to take that crappy other flight?
Fuck yes.
Of course. I totally support that move. You earned it. What did they really do?
Here's how this conversation went.
Yeah.
Mike August, hang back. Let me talk to Jay. See if we can find you a seat on the plane. Okay? Wait over there. I'm going to go into Jay's dressing room. And then I went into Jay's dressing room. I said, how's it hanging, Jay? He said, good. I said, how about the new turbocharged Mini Cooper, huh? That thing's a pocket rocket. He said, yeah, it's fun to drive. And I said, okay, thanks. And then I walked back out. And I said, sorry, Jay said no room on the plane.
Nice, that's perfect.
That's how it went.
You don't know anybody.
Fuck that. Yeah, fuck those guys. And but I said, now we're going to land in Van Nuys at like 3 a.m. or something. And he said, yeah. Nice. And I said, well, how am I getting from Van Nuys at 3 a.m. to the Hollywood Hills? And he said, I'll drive you.
Oh,
and
my God.
He jumped in. He was driving a Fiat. He jumped in his Fiat and just drove me home at 3 in the morning.
See, much like in the film, did that now spoil you for when these other things have to happen? Because it's almost like once you've had a taste of that, you're like, F these commercial. You can't ride Southwest anymore.
It did not help, but realistically, you're doing a gig in Sacramento, you're leaving Burbank. Yeah, you can pay $14,000 and get Jay's jet, or you can just tough it out in the Southwest.
I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, sometimes you just go, it's penny wise, pound foolish. You might as well save your dough and put those kids through some kind of college.
Yeah, you're going there to make money. I mean, people try to turn it into art, and it's like, oh, come on, you're not doing it for the love of the game, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we do like what we do for a living, but it's for a living.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting paid, and the more that's going into the hotel and the airfare, the less you're bringing home.
Right. Do you travel with an opening act, or do you have one at all?
No, why? You open?
No, I travel with my opener.
Yeah.
And what I enjoy is that he's a guy. Always pick a guy because they carry your crap for you.
Oh,
because I had girls and they are pussies. I don't go for that at all. But you don't travel with anybody.
I don't.
That.
I do 95 minutes just every time, and it's stupid. But I'm scared if I put someone else in front of me, they'd just be funnier.
Oh, okay.
And then I'd come out and be like, oh, man, I'm going to get a
Gotcha.
beer. Yeah.
Another question from the audience? Anybody?
We unfortunately have to wrap it up.
Oh, we do.
Oh, where did the time go? And I got the
went to
seated guy in the first row here. He's got a question. I'll answer it. I'll answer it backstage for you.
Or just tweet it to Adam at Adam Carolla.
Yeah. No, my assistant will answer it for me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Adam, for having me do this. Thank you to the studio audience. Thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for seeing Road Hard.
Yeah, see the movie.
Thank Lisa Lampanelli.